Coming up on Mountain News this morning, America made it back to the moon last week, but it wasn't without some unforeseen difficulties. Plus, a student from the mountains walked away a winner from a statewide track meet.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. We are coming up on 5 a.m. on Monday, February 26th. Now let's check in with meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, everyone. After that 50-50 weekend we just had, we could use some warm weather, right? Take a look at the temperature. It is 52 degrees. Cloud cover issues outside our studios here at WYMT. Minus Manchester. Well, I stepped ahead of myself here. Weather headlines. After the 50-50 weekend, and yes, a shower that still prevails, we get a nice warm start to the week before a cold shot of air comes into play on Thursday. Now the temperatures, thank goodness now Manchester's not reporting. It was about 20 degrees colder versus the rest of us in the 50s. Those of you up toward Ashland, though, are in the lower 30s as we try to get the warm air on into the Ohio Valley. The pinpoint Doppler radar from near Pikeville all the way back toward Lexington right now. Heavier bursts of rain coming into Madison County, and needless to say, we'll be dealing with the shower threat heading through this morning and everything along and south of I-64. Broaden the view out. Little ripples will rotate through the flow. We'll have one depart this morning and another one comes into play heading through tonight. Skies will end up turning partly cloudy. It'll be a bit breezy this afternoon as we lose the shower threat early this morning and high in the upper 60s. More about the First Alert 7-day forecast coming up in just a few moments. Olivia?
All right, Tim, thank you. Space history was made this week as the lunar lander called Odie reached the surface of the moon after more than 50 years. The historic mission was worked on by scientists around the world, including at Morehead State University. The university's 21-meter space tracking antenna and Space Missions Operating Center played a key role in the lunar landing, but the mission wasn't without its issues. Mission Control lost communication for 6 minutes, and now on the moon's surface, Odie is on its side.
But one of the few stations that has the capability to command and track spacecraft at the moon and on the surface of the moon.
Morehead State tells WKYT despite the issues, Odie is still sending data and receiving commands. Intuitive Machines is still working to assess exactly how much work Odysseus can carry out on the lunar surface before it loses its solar energy, as lunar night is around a week away. Middle schoolers across the Commonwealth traveled to Louisville for the indoor track state championship. One of the athletes from the mountains came away with more than a state title. WYMT's Jack Demler has more.
Tanner Daniels started running cross country in 4th grade. 2 years later, success in cross country led him to strive for bigger things.
And then we went to nationals. Then I won that, and ever since then I've just been going strong.
Daniels' training running on flat surfaces like the one here at Wallens Elementary, as well as the mountains behind, led him to set not one, but 2 state records at the middle school indoor state championship.
It felt pretty great because the work that I've put in, it just felt like it all paid off in that moment when I crossed the finish line.
The 8th grader from Wallens ran 1,500 meters, the equivalent of running around an indoor track 7.5 times, in a little more than 4 minutes. That same day, he went on to run 3,000 meters, the equivalent of running around an indoor track 15 times, in nearly 9.5 minutes.
It just felt great knowing that I can have the all around from the short to the long. It just feels great to know that the work's paid off in all distances.
These state records gives Daniels 4 state records and 3 state titles, with 1 coming in cross country.
My main thing is to win, but if I know that I can win, then of course I'm gonna set higher standards for myself and just know that I can do it.
From setting state records and winning state championships, Daniels has his personal finish line set far beyond the Commonwealth.
At the end of the day, I want to go to the actual Olympics and run for Team USA.
In Harlan County, Jack Demler, WYMT Mountain News.
One Boonville restaurant is bringing back an old favorite. Spencer's Dairy Bar recently brought back a recipe for its burgers. Instead of using frozen patties, the restaurant started rolling out handmade burgers once again. Since changing the recipe, it has been dealing with long wait times of up to an hour. One of the owners, Judy Spencer, says they wanted to honor their customers and bring back something special, adding they even changed the fries.
And then we had the big thick French fries. We'd gotten away from them, so they were able to get both of those back and have, I think they sold them at the price they were when we first had the big Spencer. They're going to keep the French fries though, because they're a better grade of French fry. So we're going to keep them and have much better fries.
Spencer says it has been great to see all of the new success their recipe is bringing. She adds it could not have been done without all of the hard work put in throughout the years, starting with her mother and father-in-law. The Lift Every Voice Black History celebration was held Sunday afternoon in Lexington at the House of God on Georgetown Street. The event started at 4 o'clock and included several guest speakers, including Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman. At the event, Coleman spoke on the importance of the day and emphasized how education will play a key role in shaping the future of the Commonwealth and equality.
And I believe that the future of Kentucky, the future of our economy, our future leaders, they are in our classrooms today. And I am of the firm belief that education is the solution for every single challenge that we face. It is how we even the playing field.
The event included several other notable speakers. Saturday, the University of Kentucky hosted its annual E-Day event, welcoming in the public to explore an array of science, engineering, technology, and mathematic booths. Over 4,000 people were in UK's engineering building to learn about the different kinds of engineering offered by the college. Folks of all ages had the opportunity to interact with 100 different booths at the event.
The community doesn't necessarily know all the different types of engineering that we do here in the College of Engineering. We have everything from biomedical engineering to agriculture, aerospace programs. So we have a little engineering for everybody.
And if you missed the event, UK says that its plans for next year's E-Day are already in place, and you can find more information about what to expect on UK's website. Thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. When we return, we'll take a look at the real estate market and what some think it might look like in the upcoming months.
As we get going on a Monday morning, the pinpoint Doppler radar a little active across some of our counties this morning. Does it remain this way? And do we warm up? Oh, if you've been outside, you know what I'm talking about. The first alert 7-day forecast, all coming up right after this.